All right, welcome back into Ames for game two. The scoreboard has been reset as we're back to zeros here. And they do have 12 minutes on the clock. I assume it's going to be a similar format to the first game. We'll see what happens. Bergmeyer going to come out center a line with Nielsen and Stille, along with Wood and Birding. Puck is dropped. We're underway here for game two. Mohawks control it. They bring it in with Nielsen, and he skated wide. Puck ends up below the goal line. Rimmed around to the far boards. Bergmeyer sends it deeper down to Stille in the corner, and the Flyers get to it and send it up to the blue line. Held, came out that time as Burning sent it in offside. Neutral zone face-off for the Mohawks. Line will stay the same, and the puck is dropped. Mohawks get to it, send it up the ice into Ames's end. Flyers collect it and bring it through neutral ice, and Bergmeyer pokes it off their stick but can't quite corral it. Flyers take it back into Mason City's end. They'll take a shot, and that one's in. So Mason City, or Ames, goes up 1-0. As the puck is dropped here and comes back down into Mason City's end, gonna go for an icing. Come back down into Ames's end, where we'll have a defensive zone or offensive zone face-off. Trying to get the clock synced up, and puck is bouncing around. It's in Ames's end. Garlock will get to it, and poked off his stick. The Flyers take it back into neutral ice. Eaton gets to it, tries to hold it in the zone, or keep it in neutral ice, and the Flyers take it back and send it into Mason City's end. Garlock picks up the loose puck and sends it back to neutral ice, where Hayes will pick it up, skate it into the zone, and takes a shot, and Flyers stick gets in the way of that one, and it ends up along the inboards. Eaton with it, takes a shot. Rebound shot picked up by the Mohawks. Garlock that time gonna get the goal. And that knocks this one up here in Ames with 10:15 left in the first. Garlock picks up the goal for the Mohawks. Puck is dropped, and Flyers control it, and they take a shot with Howie, and he puts it in. Corbin Howie with the goal to make this 2-1. And now we get a stop out of Fry, and that'll stop the clock. Connor Kalaki for the Flyers had that first goal. Not familiar with him as either. So puck is dropped and bouncing around in Mason City's end. Birding gets to it, sticks it to the corner. Wood gets to it, tries to send it out, held in by the Flyers. Hayes, Nielsen, and Steely out there for the forwards for the Mohawks. Now the puck will go through neutral ice down into Ames's end. It's going to be on net, and the goalie will stick it away as Howie picks it up and sends it up the far boards. Birding tries to hold it in. It comes out to neutral ice where the Flyers are pestered by Wood, and he gets the puck away from them. And now it's trapped right at the blue line here in Mason City's end. Back out to neutral ice. Corralled by the Flyers. They send it deep, and they're offside. .9:01 left here in the first. Flyers up 2-1. As Niall Garlock has the goal for the Mohawks so far in this one. Flyers bring it in. Now they lose an edge and poked away, bouncing around. Sent up the near boards where it's going to be collected by Garlock, and I'm not sure how we haven't blown a whistle here today, but believe it or not, we are like 3.5 periods through and not one penalty called in a hockey game. I find that very difficult to believe, and I'm not saying it's one-sided in either way, but holy cow. I mean, between two teams, there's got to be some penalties, right? 8:18 left here in the first. 2-1 Flyers as the Mohawks get to it and swat it down for an icing. So that puck will come all the way back down to the Mohawks' end as they're going to trot out Hayes along with Dietz and Johnson on the wings. Wood and I believe that's going to be Birding out there on defense. Puck is dropped. Mohawks control it. Hayes brings it in. Takes a shot, patted away by the goalie, and Dietz right there on the backside. Couldn't quite corral it for the rebound shot, and it comes around to the near boards. Mohawks hold the line. Wood sends it deep and around the inboards where it's going to be collected by the Flyers and sent around to the far boards. Mohawks keep it in there in Ames's end as the Flyers get to it and try and send it out. Good defense there by Dietz. Gets in the way of it. Prevents it from coming out to neutral ice. But now the Flyers will get to a loose puck and send it through the neutral zone down past the goal line for an icing. Bergmeyer along with Nielsen and Steely out there for the the forwards, excuse me, and Bear along with Eaton out there on defense. Bergmeyer to take this draw. It's one back to Bear. Tries to send it to the slot. Back to Eaton at the blue line. He'll send it deep. Goes below the goal line where it's going to be picked up by the Flyers. And now Eaton will step up. Can't quite hold the line, but Howie doesn't get it around him cleanly. And it's loose in the neutral zone where Steely will pick it up. And now Howie will get to it and send it deep. No icing there as he was past the red line, and it does end up below the goal line. Eaton picks it up. Tries to send it up to the strong side and interfered with there by the Flyers. And it'll come out to Howie, and he'll take a shot wide or patted away by Fry. And a centering pass and a shot from the Flyers blocked by the Mohawks. And the puck's along the inboards here. Neese brings it out for the Flyers, takes a shot, goes off the Mohawks ends up below the goal line. Bear has it, trying to send it up to the Nielsen. And now it will get out to neutral ice, where it's going to go into Ames's end. They wave icing. Howie going to go track it down, sends it up the ice. Eaton holds the line, sends it towards the house, no one home, and the Flyers pick it up and throw it to the far boards. Howie gets to it, clears it to neutral ice. Eaton after it. Fry's going to get to it and cover it up. And we'll have a defensive zone face-off here for the Mohawks. 2-1 here in Ames in the first period of this back-to-back. See how the legs fare in this second game. As Hayes comes out the center line with Garlock and Heller, with Birding and Wood out on defense. Offside call, so we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Hayes to take the draw. Tied up. No one controlling it, but the Flyers do get to it. And they send it into the Mohawks' end, where it's going to be picked up by Birding. He tries to send it up the ice. Ends up ricocheting around, comes down below the goal line. Flyers have it. They skate it to the house. They put a shot on the net, and a couple shots, but no goal, as Fry keeps it out of the back of the net. 2-1 still. Puck dropped. Hayes wins it forward. Loose puck that Flyers get to and take a shot. Patted away by Fry. And now rimmed around here to the near boards. Mohawks try and send it up. And Fance there for the Flyers holds the line and sends it deep. As the puck's just bouncing around the near boards. Comes out to Hayes, blows a tire. Does come out to neutral ice though. Flyers will have to reset. And they are all out as they try and go to the other side to flip the ice. Now they're in the zone, past the line. They take a shot, stopped by Fry and covered up. .427 left here in the first. 2-1 Flyers. Niall Garlock with the goal for the Mohawks so far in this one, as Bergmeyer comes out the center line with Johnson along with Garlock. Oh no, that's Dietz. Bear and Eaton on the defense. Shot was sent towards Fry and covered up, and we'll have another defensive zone draw. Bergmeyer that time does control it, tries to send it out. Flyers keep it in. Now Eaton tries to send it out. And it does trickle to neutral ice, where Johnson picks it up and Dietz picks it up now. Gets it into Ames's end, and it's trapped up along the far boards. Dietz fighting for it. And the Flyers get to it. They try and skate it out. Mohawks take it back from them, and then the Flyers take it back from the Mohawks. Comes out to neutral ice. Eaton gets to it. Plays it off the boards into the zone, but Flyers right there to chip it right back to neutral ice. And now Eaton will get to it and plays it off the boards back to neutral ice. Flyers have to reset. And Eaton gets to it, sticks it back to neutral ice, but now the Flyers will enter the zone clean. Eaton steps up, pokes it off their stick. Back to neutral ice, and the Flyers send it in offside. As Mohawks are going to trot out Hayes, Nielsen, and Steele for the forwards, Wood and Birding on the defense. Mohawks send it out to neutral ice, picked up by Hayes. Tries to get around the defense, and Howie swats it away off his stick. plays it around the boards to the far boards, still in Ames's end, and they say it come out and went back in offside. Line will stay the same for the Mohawks. Hayes to take the draw. Puck is dropped. Flyers win it forward, but the Mohawks pick it up, and now they lose a handle on it. Flyers get to it and send it back into the Mohawks' end. We're going to get an icing. So this will come all the way down into Ames's end. Mohawks will get an offensive zone face-off. Bergmeyer takes the draw and tied up, comes out to Wood, holds the line, sends it deep. Bergmeyer out with Garlock, Wood, Birding, and Heller. And puck comes out to neutral ice. Wood to pick it up, sends it back into Ames's end. And they'll go track it down behind the net, send it around to the near boards. And Howie with it now. He's past everybody, and he cuts to the slot. Takes a shot, and that's in. 5-hole that time for Corbin Howie. Second goal of the game for him as the Flyers go up 3-1. Hayes will come out with Johnson and Steely. Or excuse me, Dietz, Eaton, and Bear. Puck bouncing around, comes down into the Mohawks' end. Bear gonna go get it in the corner. Try to bring it around the back of the net. Sends it up the ice where it's gonna be almost collected by the Mohawks, but the Flyers keep it in the zone. Now Eaton gets to it in the corner, and he'll send it up off the glass and tried to get it out, but held in by the Flyers. Does come out to neutral ice now. Hayes picks it up, and he's got the line, but can't get around the defense as Riot Riedemann takes it away, and it's back to neutral ice. Mohawks after it. Bear gets to it. And the Flyers keep it in the Mohawks' end. They send it deep, goes over to the far corner. And trying to center a pass up, Eaton gets a skating away and takes the puck away, and now he'll skate up the ice with it and looking for some help, and he'll just take it himself. And he'll delay as he gets into the zone, and the puck trickles down below the goal line. Bounces around, Flyers don't control it, Mohawks get to it, Johnson with a shot. And that's sticked away by the Flyers goalie and rimmed around out to neutral ice. Flyers gain the line. Crone takes a shot, interfered with by Bear, and it goes wide. Now they do get another shot, and it pinballs around. Fry able to get a stick on it and puts it into the corner. And then it comes back his way and covered up for a stoppage of play. Bergmeyer out there with Nielsen, and should be Dietz if they're keeping the lines the same. Wood and Birding. Nope, it's Steely. Steely chips it out to neutral ice. Good play. But that's how the first period's going to end here in Ames as the Flyers are up 3-1. Stay tuned. We'll be back here in just a moment for the start of the second period. Welcome back into the Ames Ice Arena. Mohawks down by 2 as we get ready to start this the second period. Excuse me. Bergmeyer out with Steely along with Nielsen. Birding and Wood out on defense. Bergmeyer to take the draw. Ref checking here with the goalies and a couple head nods, and we're going to get a puck drop. Puck comes to the near boards. Flyers get to it and try and send it up, and it stays in neutral ice. Bergmeyer will get to it and bring it into the zone and loses a handle on it as it goes to the far corner. Howie will get to it, rim it around, and Flyers are out of the zone. Wood there to take it off their stick, keeps it in neutral ice, bounces around to Howie, and he'll skate it up. Brings it into the zone. Can't get a shot off there as Nielsen gets in the way. And now Nielsen will take the puck and send it over to Bergmeyer right at the red line, and he's into the zone, onside. He'll take a shot, low, goalie having trouble with it. Steely with the rebound and stays out of the back of the net as the puck goes to the far boards. Wood gets to it, tries to send it towards the net. Gets in the skates of a Flyer and goes out to the far boards. Now Nielsen, right in the house, takes a shot. Stopped by this goalie and covered up with 10:44 left in this second period. Score stays 3-1 Flyers. Pace out there with Garlock along with Heller. Eaton and Bear on the defense. Puck is dropped and the Flyers control it. They come up the ice and they're going to gain the line. Try and center a pass. Eaton gets a stick in the way, and the puck goes to the inboards. Flyers keep it in, and Garlock will get to it. Now Heller has it. Tries to send it out. Flyers hold it in. Eaton gets to it. Plays it off the... Thought he was playing it off the glass. Instead, shot it into the bench of the Flyers. At some levels, that would be a delay of game. But, no, not in the bench. Sorry. And we must be running out of ice time as we have started a running clock. Puck sent in by the Flyers. Doesn't get through the defense and ends up below the goal line. Now it comes up to the blue line. They can't hold it, and Hayes takes it away from him, gets in the zone, takes a shot, stopped by the goalie, and it's trapped in the near corner here. Comes up to the blue line. Eaton sends it deep. Flyers after it. A couple Mohawks pestering them. Garlock there along the far boards. Puck stays in the zone. Eaton steps up, and now the Flyers will get it out to neutral ice, pass it up, and they gain the line. And they'll take a shot wide of the net. Eaton gonna go get it along the near boards, send it up, and Flyers can't hold it in. Ends up on Hayes' stick in neutral ice, and he delays, sends it towards the net, ricochets around, stays out, goes below the goal line. Hayes with it, looking for a centering pass. He gets one to Garlock. Now back to Hayes, and that's a goal. And the Mohawks have cut the deficit to 1 goal with 8:15 left in the game. My clock is wrong on your screen. But Ritter Hayes picking up the second goal in this one for the Mohawks, as they did a great job attacking the net that time on both sides. and picking up those rebound goals. Very difficult for a goalie. They can stop one, maybe two, but you start putting 2 or 3 on them in a row, and they're going to give up a goal as Flyers send a puck towards the net, kept out by Fry. Another one sent towards the net, blocked by Fry. Puck still in the zone here for the Flyers. And they'll take a shot, and top shelf for Corbin Howie, and that's going to be a hat trick for him as the Flyers go up 4-2. Bergmeyer out with Dietz along with Johnson and Birding and Wood. Puck into the Flyers' end. Howie will get it, rim it around to the near boards. Puck comes out to neutral ice. No one really in control of it, but now Bergmeyer takes it. They take it off his stick, and it's still bouncing around in neutral ice. Right at the red line. Who wants the puck? And the Flyers get to it, send it down. They wave the icing. Wood will go corral it behind the back of the net, send it around the far boards. Flyers keep it in the zone. And it trickles towards Fry, who's going to cover it up. And now we are stopping the clock. I'm not sure what's going on with the clock, but either way, I'll get you synced up here as it stopped at 6:20 here on the scoreboard. Pace out with Steely, along with Nielsen, Bear, and Eaton on the defense. Eaton battling for it in the corner, sends it up the near boards. Pace will corral it, send it to neutral ice, and down into Ames's end where they'll call an icing. And the ref, trying to go corral the puck, blows an edge. Gets up and skates it back down into the Mohawks' end for this defensive zone faceoff. Puck dropped. Mohawks take it away. They win it. And it comes into Ames's end. Loose puck, though, that the Flyers will get to, and they'll send it up the near boards. Crone tries to chip it out. Eaton holds the line, sends it deep. Riedemann will go get it in the far corner, sent up the boards, held in by Nielsen. And now the Flyers get to a loose puck and come out to neutral ice. Crone gains the line, and Eaton there gets in the way, and no shot can be taken by the Flyers, as they will try and take one now from a low percentage angle, and covered up by Fry. Bergmeyer out with Garlock, along with Heller, Birding, and Wood. Puck held in by the Flyers. They'll send it deeper into the zone. Birding goes to get it, tries to rim it around, held in by the Flyers. And now they'll try the other side. Garlock's going to get to that one. And now Garlock sends it down towards the Ames end for an icing. 4:47 left here in the seconds. Mohawks down by 2. Reeder Hayes with the goal. Niall Garlock with the first goal. Hayes with the second. Bergmeyer out there with Heller, Garlock, Birding, and Wood. Bergmeyer gets to it along the near boards. He'll get to neutral ice and poked off his stick. Flyers flip the ice on the backside of the play, and they gain the line. They send it towards the net, sticked away by Fry. Rimmed around, held in by Howie. And Mohawks get to it and send it down the ice, and it's going to go for an icing. We'll switch up the forwards. Hayes, Johnson, and Dietz out there for the forwards. Birding and Wood still out on defense. Flyers have the puck. They try and center up a pass. No one home, and taken away that time by Wood. Skated to the neutral ice. And right at the blue line, turned over temporarily. Mohawks get it back in neutral ice. And Dietz will carry it into the zone. Trapped along the near boards. Loose puck, he'll get to it and sends it towards the net. Sticked away by the Flyers. Now a shot on goal, stopped by their goalie. Puck still in the zone as Flyers get to a loose puck and skate through neutral ice. They gain the zone, but they're offside. 3:21 left in this second period here in Ames. Mohawks are going to trot out Bergmeyer to center a line with Stille and Nielsen, along with Bear and Eaton on the defense. Flyers try and put about 8 kids on the ice. 3 of them skate back to the bench. And neutral zone tie up here. Flyers come away with it. Eaton pokes it off their stick. It goes to the far boards. Bear over there with the pressure. Loose puck, Eaton will get to it. And a little hesitant. Sends it up the boards to Nielsen. Chipped out to neutral ice. Good play. Flyers will go track it down and skate it behind the net. Try and break out along the near boards. They do, but they send it the length of the ice for an icing, as they were looking for that backside wing to be cutting out of the zone, but no one was there. So the puck will come back down to the Ames end. Bergmeyer to take the draw. And Bergmeyer comes away with it. Tries to center a pass, interfered with by the Flyers. And it bounces around neutral ice where the Flyers temporarily have it. And now it's loose again. Mohawks get to it and they come into the zone. Arms go up, say onside. I'm not sure about that, but we'll take anything we can get here. And we get a whistle. We are going to have our first penalty of the game, and it's going to be for roughing. First penalty of the day, and it's for roughing, and that's going to go against Sullivan Baker for the Flyers. Well, I thought he was going in the box. Nope, it's going to be Latham going in the box. So we will have our first power play of the day for the Mohawks, as Hayes, Garlock, Heller, Eaton, and Wood take the ice with the advantage by one skater. 1.5-minute penalties is what I believe we're going to run here. See Logan Crone's dad down there, and no, I guess we're going the full 2 minutes. All right, well, I was not prepared for that, but all right. Puck in the zone, Ames' zone, and they get it out to neutral ice. Mohawks will have to reset. Sent over to Garlock, blows a tire right at the red line. And I'll control the camera as the puck's bouncing around neutral ice. Hayes has it, poked off his stick, but it ends up going down into Ames's end. Hayes will pick it up. Tries to center a pass and goes off the side of the net. Garlock there to pick up a rebound. Another shot. Stays out of the back of the net, ends up in neutral ice, and Ames brings it down into Mason City's end. Wood there with Birding to take it away. Now it comes out to neutral ice. We got a foot race. Garlock gonna win it. And if he can get to it, we'll have a shot, and can't quite corral it. Howie comes in, takes it off his stick. Heller will go to the near boards to fight for it. Flyers take it away, and they chip it around into neutral ice. And they've got the line. Wood 2-on-1 here. They do get a shot off, but that's stopped by Fry. And now we are running the clock. Nope, we're stopping the clock. There is 30 seconds left on the penalty, but 38 seconds left in the second period. Bergmeyer will come out with Dietz along with Johnson, Eaton, and Bear. And now they're trying to reset this as a good 5 to 7 seconds ran off. And they give it back. So puck is dropped and Flyers control it here in the Mohawks' end. Try and center a pass. Eaton sticks it to the far boards and chipped out by Johnson to neutral ice, sent back in offside. Neutral zone face-off with Bergmeyer to take the draw. Puck is dropped. Bouncing around in neutral ice. Bergmeyer gets to it and pestered into the near boards here by the Flyers, but Mohawks do gain the line. Sent over to Johnson, can't quite corral the pass, and it comes back out to neutral ice. Bear gonna go track it down. Sends it to Johnson. Johnson tries to send it into the zone, and time expires here in the second, and that is the end of the penalty, as it's 4-2 here in Ames. Flyers up by 2 as we head into the third. Stay tuned. We'll be back here in just a moment for the start of the third period. And welcome back into the Ames Ice Arena. Jason Eaton here as the Mohawks are getting set to begin this third period, down by 2 to the Ames Flyers. Hayes is out there with Nielsen along with Steely on the other wing, and Birding and Wood holding the blue line here to start the third for the Mohawks. Puck is dropped. Flyers win it forward, but it's loose, and Hayes will get to the puck and bring it into Ames's end, around the defense. Looking for a centering pass, instead throws it on the net and patted away below the goal line. Wood holds the line, sends it deep. Puck stays in Ames's end. And no one really controlling it here as it comes up to the near boards. Mohawks will get to it. Centering pass Can't get a shot, but Wood will get to it, take a shot, and that's into the skates of Corbin Howie. Puck is still in the zone, though, along the near boards, and Wood holds the line again. Hayes has it, cuts to the slot. Howie takes it away and sends it up, and it bounces around, ends up in neutral ice. Corbin Howie, looking for his 4th goal of the game, comes into the zone. And the Flyers keep it in, the Mohawks in. They'll take a shot low, stopped by Fry. Comes out to the point. Corbin Howie going to hold the blue line. And the Flyers keep it in Mason City's end. And they'll walk it in, pass over to the backside, and a shot, and that's going to go in. I believe that's going to be Logan Crone. Yes, it is. So the Flyers will go up 5-2 as Bergmeyer comes out with Garlock and Heller along with Eaton and Bear. Puck is dropped. Goes over to the far boards. Heller tracking it down, trying to send it into the zone. Stays up along the inboards. Eaton trying to bring it in. Tried to chip it around Howie, and Howie got to it and sent it deep. Mohawks will have to re-corral it, and they do. They send it through neutral ice, and they're going to wave the icing, say it was tipped. Howie goes to pick it up for the Flyers. And he'll chip it off the boards to neutral ice. It'll go down into Mason City's end, and that one should be an icing, and they whistle it. 9:55 left here in the third. Flyers up by 3. 5-2. Corbin Howie with the hat trick for them. Connor Kalaki, maybe? I'm not sure who that kid is, but he has a goal. Logan Crone with a goal. And for the Mohawks, Ritter Hayes and Niall Garlock have the 2 goals. As we get another whistle, we'll have a neutral zone face-off here. Hayes, Johnson, and Dietz for the forwards. Bear and Eaton out on the defense. Puck goes into the Ames zone and towards their goalie, and they're going to cover it up. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off for the Mohawks. Puck is dropped. Flyers end up controlling it, and they send it through neutral ice down to Mason City's end. It's not going to go for an icing, as the Flyers are going to pick it up before it hit the goal line. I think they were going to wave it anyway. And we're going to have a penalty. Eaton will go to the box for a trip. And the Flyers will go on their first power play of the day. Hayes out with Johnson along with Wood and Birding on the defense. Flyers have it, neutral ice. Wood takes it off their stick before they can gain the line, and Johnson has it now and sent back to Wood. Wood will play it off the boards into Ames's end, and they'll send it back to neutral ice. Now Hayes with it right at the blue line, brings it in, and he's around the defense and puts a shot on the goal. Goalie stops it and it goes below the goal line. .110 left on this penalty kill for the Mohawks as it comes through neutral ice. And Hayes, as the Flyers are trying to get out, pokes it off their stick and holds the zone. Now the Flyers will get it to neutral ice. And here's a breakaway for the Flyers. They take a shot, and it's in. Carson Sabatka with the goal. I believe that's his third on the day. He had a couple in the first as the Flyers go up 6-2. And now we are running the clock. So by the time they get this dropped, the penalty kill will, well, they just went in. Yeah, the goal negates the penalty kill. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Puck goes towards Fry, and he stops it. Picked up by Bear. Sent up to Nielsen along the boards. And that's where it's trapped. The Flyers kick it out. Latham ends up with it. Sends it towards the net. Eaton gets a stick in the way and doesn't go towards the goal or get to the goalie. Now it's up to neutral ice. Flyers send it back in, but they're offside. We are running the clock again. 6:45 left in the third. Flyers up 6-2. Hayes, Garlock, and Heller out for the forwards for Mason City. Eaton and Bear on defense. Hayes brings the puck into Ames's end, but Ames kicks it back to neutral ice. Heller will chip it down deep into the Flyers zone. Garlock gets to it, takes a shot, patted away by the goalie, and now the Flyers get to it and skate it to neutral ice. Past the blue line, they gain the Mason City zone. They'll take a shot, stopped by Fry. And they'll take another shot, that one wide of the net. And puck right at the blue line, held in temporarily, but the Mohawks bring it out to neutral ice. And they gain the line, send it deep into the zone. It's going to go to the inboards where it's picked up by the Flyers. Now they try and reverse direction, break out the other side. They send it up to the near wing and tried to send it to the center. Wood got in the way, held the line. And now Birding will hold the line. Sends it deep. Hayes will get to the puck. Brings it in, takes a shot, just wide of the net. 5 minutes left in the game as the Mohawks getting some zone time here. Hayes with it, sends it towards the net. Goalie can't cover it up. Howie has to play it. And he will. He'll skate it past the red line, bring it in, and takes a shot wide of the net. As it bounces around below the goal line, Birding gets to it, rims it around to Garlock. Sends it up through neutral ice, and no icing. And now they do whistle the icing. So the puck will come all the way back down to Mason City's end with 4:15 left in the third. Bergmeyer out with Johnson along with Dietz. Wood and Birding on the defense as the Flyers send it towards the net. And Fry stops it and covers it up. Flyers win the draw. They send it back to Baker, sends it towards the net. Bergmeyer gets in the way. They do get another chance at it, but they send it wide, and it's below the goal line now. Wood after it. Flyers get to it and take another shot. Stopped by Fry. Covered up. 3:15 left in the game as Hayes will come out with Nielsen, excuse me, along with Stilley, and who's on the defense here? That's going to be Wood, along with Birding. Puck in neutral ice. Hayes sends it back in, but we're offside, and we'll have a neutral zone face-off with 2:40 left in the third. Hayes to take the draw. We're going to change out our defense. Bear and Eaton are going to come out. Flyers win the draw, and in neutral ice, Bear pestering them. And the puck stays in neutral ice. Flyers flip the ice, go D to D. Get into the zone. Bear there pestering them, and loose puck. Hayes picks it up, and he'll carry it in. Scott Steely with him, and takes a shot, cuts through the crease, and goes to the far boards. Flyers get to it and send it to neutral ice. Bear chips it back forward. Hayes picks it up and poked off his stick right at the blue line. Puck stays in neutral ice as Nielsen's going to go after it. Lindquist shoves him to the ice, and we get an arm in the air. Clock is stopped with 1:28 left in the game. Mohawks will be on a power play for the remainder of this one. As Hayes takes the draw. Bergmeyer out there with them, along with Nielsen. Wood and Eaton on the defense. Puck sent back to neutral ice, where it's going to be picked up by Bergmeyer and bounced around a little bit, but he does stay with it and throws it into the zone. Hayes picks it up. Back to Bergmeyer in the slot, takes a shot wide of the net. Nielsen gets to it behind the net, and Bergmeyer comes in to help him out, skates around, tries to center a pass, and Corbin Howie's skates are there to block it, and the Flyers play it out to neutral ice. Eaton picks it up. He'll skate past the red line, and he'll go into the zone, passes it over to Nielsen. Hayes picks up the loose change, back to Nielsen. And Eaton steps up. Mohawks keep it in the zone. Hayes has it along the far boards. Over to Bergmeyer in the slot, and Howie gets to it and whistles it down the ice for an icing. And they're going to let this one go here as time is going to expire here in this one. Flyers will take the second game 6-2 as the Mohawks goal scorers, Ritter Hayes had a goal. Niall Garlock had a goal in this one for the Flyers. Corbin Howie with a hat trick. Connor Kalaki with a goal, and Logan Crone with a goal, along with Carson Sabatka. So Flyers take both games here in Ames as they line up for the handshake. I want to thank you for joining us here today. I'm Jason Eaton here at the Ames Ice Arena. And we'll let them get through the handshake line, and we will say have a good afternoon on this Saturday as the sun is out. And I'm ready to get out of the ice arena and head out there. So Have a good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you at the next one.